Right, so I would like to show you a project of mine which I did back then at the university, and this was basically an exercise in C# programming. I just wanted to get to know this language, this C# language, and this .NET platform. So I did this ZXSpectrum emulator. So let's fire it up and see what it actually does. So as you can see, this is my project. As you can see, it's signed by me, by Jan Capone. And yeah, so as I have already said, this is a ZXSpectrum emulator, or better to say a didactic app, which was a clone of ZXSpectrum, a Czechoslovak clone, which I owned. And of course, I knew this little 8-bit computer very well, so I just wanted to write an emulator of this. I just wanted to know how such a thing could be done, so I decided to write it. Why not? And it was an exercise in C# programming, and I did that actually as a semester project in C# because I studied computer technology or computer programming at the university. So this is what I decided to do as my semester project. So as you can see, it's an emulator. We could reset it to the command prompt, to the basic command prompt. As you can see, 1982 Sinclair Research. So this is the standard message you get when you reset your ZXSpectrum computer. You know, it's everything just works as it should. So you could even write software or programs in this very primitive basic. So let's write a hello world program. Hello world, and you know, you could actually run this program, and yeah, there's a spelling mistake, and it will just work normally. Or you could write something from the memory. As you can see, there are a couple of games stored in the archive, so you could just load it from the memory. As you can see, it would work, you know, just normally. It will react to your input. So I could, for instance, run this game, and I could just play it, no problem. And as you can see, it works pretty nicely. I could just start up this game, and as you can see, it will just work normally. So as I have already said, this was an exercise in C# programming. I did that in order to learn this language, to see what it's like, how does it differ from C++ or from C. And I think it went pretty well. So as you can see, you can actually play this game. Everything works. Yeah. The graphics is very primitive because you have to take into account that this is actually an 8-bit computer. It's like 35 years old computer. But as you can see, it works pretty nicely, and I could stop it right now. And of course, the main part, the most interesting part of this software is this code, which I can show you right here. So as you can see, it's standard C#. And the most interesting part of this program is this switch case loop, which we have right here. And in this switch case loop, this software actually analyzes the Z80 processor instructions. So as you can see, if you have instruction coded 0, this will tell this emulator that this is the nope, the so-called nope instruction. So it means no operation instruction, and so on. As you can see, as we progress through this code, as you can see, for instance, the code instruction number 69, it will do this. It's LDB, L, so it means it will load the L register, the content of the L register into the B register. So as you can see, these are assembly instructions, pretty standard assembly instructions, Z80 instructions. It was pretty laborious, this software, I must say, because there are something like 700 Z80 instructions, and for each of these instructions I had to actually implement a small subroutine. So For instance, if we take this instruction ldb, hl, so it means load the value that is in the memory pointed to by the HL register, so load this value into the B register. So as you can see, if we take a look at the subroutine, so this is pretty much it. So 2 lines of code, and as you can see, there is another instruction, so it's also loading some value to a 16-bit register, and as you can see, I have something like 5 lines of code for this instruction. Yeah, well, it was pretty laborious, but I was happy to do this project, because I learned a lot about C#, I learned a lot about programming, and yeah, that's it. So this is my Sinclairivo ZXSpectrum emulator.